India has been taking a series of measures to protect our sovereignty and integrity given Chinese expansionism at the line of actual control. And after government of India banned an additional 43 apps, China is protesting. China is saying that India is denying China fair trade practices and access to market. But why is China so concerned? Let's find out.
It is the Modi government's third digital strike on China. 43 more apps have been blocked, bringing to a total 177 Chinese mobile applications that have ejected from India. So why have these apps been banned? According to the IT ministry, the actions were taken based on inputs that security was being compromised. Threat of national security, threat to India's integrity, bid to protect citizens' interest. China has said that India's move to ban its apps was a violation of the World Trade Organization agreement. In June this year, as the face-off in Ladakh heightened, the government blocked access to 59 mobile apps, and then again in September, another 118 apps were banned. The move against Chinese mobile applications comes amid other economic and trade measures to checkmate a rampaging China. Bureau Report, India Today.
So what impact does banning Chinese apps have, if at all? Is this step only symbolic? Joining me on the broadcast is Gautam Chikarmane, Vice President of the Observer Research Foundation, someone who's been looking at this aspect very closely. Gautam, in your appreciation, when government bans an additional 43 Chinese apps, more than 200 in all, is this step symbolic? Is this more for internal domestic consumption, or does it actually have any impact on China?
Glad to be on your show, Gaurav. No, this recent ban is not symbolic at all. First, let me account the history of these bans, the recent history. The first one came in June when the government banned 59 apps. The second one came in July next month when the government banned another 47 Chinese apps. The third ban came in September when the government banned 118 apps. And now yesterday's ban is keeping another 43 Chinese apps away from India. Altogether, India has banned 267 Chinese apps in the past 6 months. This is not a knee-jerk tactic. It is a thought-through strategy. Is it symbolic? In my opinion, no. These apps collect data and send it to the Chinese Communist Party in Beijing. And as we all know, under Xi Jinping, who is the chairman of everything in China, with huge influence, financial as well as political, on commercial actors, and is openly hostile to India, these apps no longer remain confined to the commercial domains. They become his spies. Banning these apps secures the data of Indian citizens.
So what impact, in your appreciation, will they have on China and on Xi Jinping, as you put it, chairman of everything in China? That's the way he's also known as in his own country. China's accused India of using national security as an excuse to deny China fair and non-discriminatory environment.
Yeah, Gaurav, yeah. I see these bans, Gaurav, as a step towards a greater decoupling of India from China. I also see them expand and influence the global decoupling from China. The US, for instance, has followed India in banning apps. Other countries will now follow. At some point, this will impact the reach, the business models, and the valuations of the Chinese companies behind these apps. As far as the issue of fair and non-discriminatory environment goes, Gaurav, it is like ulta chor kotwal ko date. The discriminatory walls of China, its theft of intellectual property, its hurdles to foreign companies in doing business there are so thick and so high that nobody takes these allegations seriously across the globe. India is open for trade, But India is not open for stealth and tech intrusions by a nation that is openly hostile to it. India will not be open to China that supports the terrorist state of Pakistan.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You couldn't have put it better. But what other steps should India be taking at this point of time to send that message across to China? Like in the case of Pakistan, terror and talks cannot happen together. In China's case, terror, transgression, and talks and trade cannot happen simultaneously. How can India send across that message?
In fact, Gaurav, India is leading the narrative on China decoupling through its focused actions. Banning Chinese apps is only one of those actions. India has banned Chinese companies in its road projects. Gradually, these bans will expand. They will exclude Chinese firms in all its critical infrastructure. The country of origin is a step in that direction, as is monitoring Chinese investment flows into Indian businesses. And I think the message has gone. China knows it cannot breach India's borders. It cannot make tech intrusions anymore. The long rope given to China on account of trade is now buried in the aftermath of Galwan. India does not want a war. China is realizing that, but India will not give China a face save either. India will take care of itself. Of that, we are absolutely clear. It is now up to the Chinese Communist Party to control Xi Jinping, who is bent upon ushering in a new century of humiliation upon China.
You know, that clearly is easier said than done, given the fact that Xi Jinping is chairman of everything in China. But in India, is it only for the government to take steps or the army to protect our borders? Or in your appreciation, should Indians, every Indian citizen who respects our armed forces and our country, are we also to contribute in some way or the other? Can we?
In fact, Gaurav, if you allow me, I would like to argue this point from the other side. Citizens are doing just fine. Indians are embracing nationalism and rejecting Chinese products as part of their consumption decisions. One market after another, one product at a time, they are rejecting Made in China. In fact, under Xi Jinping, the Made in China brand is taking a beating across the world. It's not just in India. More than citizens, and this is a point I would like to highlight, Gaurav, more than citizens, it is the Indian intelligentsia that needs an education. Anyone engaging with China needs to read its National Intelligence Law of 2017, particularly Articles 7, 9, 12, and 14. These four articles have effectively turned every Chinese entity, from companies to citizens, into a spy. It's all very well to talk about how far behind India is in this sector or that, but that doesn't mean we will allow a nation that's itching to become an enemy into our data. As a powerful voice, as a powerful media voice, Gaurav, you should ensure that these ideas are disseminated.
Sir, is it time then for the government, for the people, for every Indian to stand together? And is it then time also for the government to say it in no uncertain terms that China, Huawei and ZTE are out of 5G upgrade?
That's a very good question, Gaurav, and it is a question that I have been engaging with now for almost 12 months. I began engaging with it in December through my paper that I wrote on why Huawei must not be allowed into India. But since then, there are two more new windows that have come up and which I would like to place here for further discussion. First, India is not rolling out its 5G network just yet. In my opinion, India is not even ready for 5G. In fact, India has not made the best of its 4G network just yet. So there is time and no hurry. Second, why announce a ban so early? This government can and does think strategically. The issue is not about banning Chinese firms from India's 5G equipment. In my opinion, that is a future that has already happened. The issue is of timing and making the best of diplomatic and strategic choices and giving time to seal behind the scene diplomatic deals. I think that's where we are now moving, and I think it's a smart strategy. The ban will come in due course whenever India is ready.
A weapon must be fired at the right time for maximum impact is what you're saying. Gautam Chickermane, many thanks for joining me here on this India First special broadcast.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.